What is up, comic book community? Joe here, and you're watching 360 Comics. Today is the day. It is our first ever CGC unboxing. I've submitted books in the past, but always just one or two books at a time through a local comic shop or a friend who was doing a submission. But now I have a full submission here of 25 books. Stay tuned to see what I got. Speaking of CGC graded comics, this one right here is our prize for our 2,500 subscriber giveaway right here on YouTube. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up for a like, and leave a comment down below. That gives you an entry, and you can check out our other videos, like them, and leave a comment on them for additional entries. Good luck. All right, so I submitted this order with two of my friends, Mike, Pope of Chillytown. You can follow him on Instagram. He submitted 3 books from this order. My buddy Alex, aka Collecting Dude on Instagram, submitted 7 books, and the other 15 were from me. We're just going to pull them out randomly. Doesn't matter what book, what order, or anything like that. So let's just start off with the first one. I'm going to cover the grade so I don't see it. Okay, we got a Spawn. Okay, so this is Spawn 1 newsstand, as you can see down there. Now, this was one of my books. I was hoping for a 9.8, but I'd be fine with a 9.6. Honestly, if it was lower than 9.6, I'd be really surprised. But I guess I'd be okay with a 9.4. It's pretty hard to find this book in a newsstand. Let's see what I got. 9.6. Okay, 9.6. Spawn #1 newsstand. Definitely happy about that. You know, would have loved a 9.8. Would be staying in the personal collection if it was a 9.8. But I'm fine with the 9.6. That one will probably be up for sale. Then next we've got... Ooh, Amazing Spider-Man #265. First appearance of Silver Sable. Another one of my books. Again, hoping for that 9.8. Would definitely be okay with a 9.6. And if it gets the 9.8, definitely staying in the PC just like the last one. Oh, all right, there we go. 9.8. Staying in the PC there. First appearance of Silver Sable. That was in a collection I got from those of you who know him from my channel as the Pawn Shop Guy. That was in that collection, so I'm very happy about that. Let's grab one from this side of the box. Let's see. Boom. Ooh, we got Voltron #1. Now, Alex submitted 3 of these, so we're going to see a couple of them, and they all are newsstands. He was hoping for a 9.8, but again, you know, 9.8, 9.6 kind of range. Let's see what we got. Boom. Ooh, 9.2 on that one. So not quite up to where Alex thought it was going to be, but, you know, still a great mid-80s book in a 9.2, a newsstand as well. Next one, let's see what we got. Okay, another Voltron #1 I apparently grabbed from relatively the same area. Again, 9.6, 9.8, hopeful. We got a 9.4 on this one. Okay. So, again, not quite as high as Alex wanted it to be, but still a solid newsstand grade from the mid-80s. When was this? 1985. Awesome. Okay, and next up, boom. Ooh, Wolverine #8, classic Buscema cover. This was Mike's, and this one he was really hoping for that 9.8 on. He said the book looked flawless. Let's see, did he get it? Oh, yeah, he did. 9.8. Look at that. White pages and all. I think every book has been white pages so far, so that's good. Whew. Mike is going to be happy about that one, for sure. Let's go. Boom. What is that? Gargoyles #1. Okay, I actually just sold one of these the other day, and I was happy that I sold it because I knew this was going to be coming back from CGC. The one that I sold was a 9.8. Will this replace that one? Let's find out. I was hoping for the 9.8. Honestly, I'd kind of be bummed with a 9.6 on this one because drop-off is huge. Ah, we got the 9.8. Awesome. Look at that. Gargoyles #1. Awesome 90s television show. Recently rebooted. Then the show got canceled, and then they decided to go the comic route, and they're currently doing a run for Dynamite Comics. Let's grab another one. Okay, another one of mine, Wolverine number 4 from the limited series. And if you remember, I got a ton of these from a collection that I got recently. I will actually do an entire 25 books submission of just this book later on. But this one I sent in, hoping for that 9.8, be fine with a 9.6. 9.4 is like a meh, kind of in that area. Anything below 9.4 will be bummed about. 9.4, okay. That's a meh. Definitely a meh. It's certainly was worth getting graded, but I was hoping for a higher grade on this. So this one will be up for sale. If it had gotten the 9.8, I would have kept it for the PC, but it did not. Let's grab another one here. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers number 2. This is their second appearance in comic books. Great title. I grew up in the 90s watching the crap out of this television show. This was one of Alex's books. He was hoping for the 9.8. Would have been okay with that 9.6. Let's see. 9.8. A white pager as well. Every book has been white pages so far, so that's really good on page quality there. And honestly, most of the grades have been pretty great as well. All right. I'm going to grab one randomly from... I think they're kind of chunked based on where I've pulled them out. They're kind of chunked by whose they are, which makes sense because we submitted them in that order, so they would return in that order. Woo! This one's one of mine. ASM 252, first appearance of Spider-Man's black suit. I was fingers crossing for the 9.8 here, but I thought it was probably going to get a 9.6, maybe 9.4. Honestly, any of those grades I'm happy with. Even a 9.2, it's like, okay, that's fine. Let's see what we got. Ooh, 9.6. I love it. I love it. This one probably will be up for grabs. Had it gotten the 9.8, would have stayed in the PC, but did not. So, yeah, very, very happy about a 9.6 on that. So that is awesome. That could end up being the most expensive book, depending on what the rest of the grades are. But there are some ones that could be much more than that. We'll have to wait and see. Another one of Alex's books, Rocko's Modern Life, numero uno. First Rocko's Modern Life comic book. And, yeah, 90s goodness here. He was hoping for a 9.8, and he got a 9.2. Ah, man, they hit him hard for something on this. I don't know. I'm going to have to look these over. Maybe there's some graders notes. Maybe there's not. But either way, still solid in the 9s, a little bit lower than Alex expected, but fine nonetheless. All right, what do we go on next? How about this one? Okay, the last of the 3 Voltron. Now, we got a 9.2 and we got a 9.4. Could this one get the 9.8? Let's hope. Let's hope for Alex's sake. And it got a 9.6. Okay, so better than the other 2. So this is the best of the 3. Again, all 3 of them were newsstands, but it did not get the 9.8, unfortunately. Still, great book from the mid-'80s. And we're moving on to whatever this next book is. We're going random order here. And, of course, at the end, we're going to talk about the value of these books. Okay, this is Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends, number 1. First appearance of Firestar in comic books. I was hoping for a 9.8 on this one, and I just glanced up, and I saw it did not get the 9.8. Got a 9.4. It's lower than I thought it would be. I thought this would be 9.6, 9.8, but, still a solid book. Definitely worth getting graded at this condition. Early 80s. Newsstand as well. Harder to get in high grade. So I'm happy about a 9.4. Definitely would have loved a 9.8 for the PC, though, but that one will be up for sale. All right, next we've got, let's go to this side, because I think all mine were on this side. Do a couple more of mine here. What do we got? Amazing Spider-Man 36. This is the 9/11 tribute issue with that all-black cover, and was fingers crossing for a 9.8 because this book is tough to get a 9.8. I would be okay with a 9.6, and lower than that, I'd be pretty bummed about. 9.6. Okay, that is fine by me. 9.6. A little scuff on the case though. That is not great. I don't know if you can see that kind of scuff right there on the case. But given the all-black cover, that is not what you want to see. Might be on the outside. Maybe I can get that off. We'll have to take a look at that a little bit closer and see what we can do. All right. We're getting down to it. We're more than halfway done here. And let's pull this one. Okay, Ren and Stimpy #1, newsstand. Now, this one I cracked out of the poly bag. I pressed it. It was the first time I ever pressed a book that had been in a poly bag. Was testing doing it because I want to send in some Ultimate Fallout 4s that were poly bagged. Hoping to get the 9.8 on this, but I'd be okay with the 9.6 because, you know, poly bag books get some wear from that. And we got a 9.6. Okay, that's okay. I was hoping for the 9.8. Probably would have stayed in the PC, but this one will be, again, up for grabs as well. What about this? Oh, this one feels like a good one. I have no idea. Oh, G.I. Joe #1. Now, this book has the highest potential, essentially. This one is the book that, if it gets the highest grade, the 9.8, this one would be the most valuable book. I was hoping for a 9.8. Honestly, I'm fine with anything 9.4 or above on this one. Let's see what we got. Oh, yes! Oh, we got the 9.8 on G.I. Joe #1 newsstand. That is a tough book to get a 9.8 on. Any newsstand is tough to get a 9.8 on. Now, fortunately, this one does have a little bit of a thicker cover to it, which definitely can help. But again, it also makes it really hard to press if there are defects in it. So this one, fortunately, no defects. This makes me feel really, really great. Definitely the biggest score of the day. And we're still not done yet. We're going to keep going. But, whew, definitely excited to look up the FMV on that one. We'll talk about all the numbers at the end. Yeah, a couple more in here. X-Files #1 from Topps Comics. This was one of Alex's. It's a newsstand. And he was hoping for a 9.8. It got a 9.4. Close. Close, but a couple points off. Bit of a bummer there. And we got another one right here. This is Deadpool. I forget what this is. Deadpool #1. From 2020, and this is the John Tyler Christopher variant, another one of Alex's books, and he was expecting a 9.8, hoping for a 9.8, got a 9.6. So, it's still good, you know. Seem to be hitting these modern books pretty hard here, at least for this submission. Wow, I'm still reeling over that G.I. Joe one. Let's go with this book. Oh, okay, so this is staying in the PC no matter what grade it is. It is my only copy. X-Men '94, first Claremont X-Men, second appearance of Nightcrawler, Storm, Colossus, and Thunderbird, third full appearance of Wolverine. It is, in my opinion, one of the most monumental comics ever. I was thinking this was probably a 4.5, fingers crossed, hoping for a 5.0. This was in a collection that I bought that also had a giant size X-Men 1. Let's take a look. Hoping for the 5.0. Oh! 6.0 off-white to white pages. I am okay with that quality on a mid-grade book. Look at that. 6.0 X-Men '94. Claremont goodness. Cockrum cover. Gil Kane and David Cockrum cover. I did not know Gil Kane worked on this cover as well. Holy moly. That is PC all day. And I was thinking it was a 4.5 or 5.0. That's probably a couple $100 more than if it were a 4.5 or 5.0. A couple more here. Venom, Lethal Protector. I really thought through and through this was a 9.8. That's what I'm hoping for. I'd be okay with a 9.6. Less than that, I will be bummed. Let's find out. 9.4. So that's the first of my books that's like actually a bummer. You know, that's really surprising. Maybe I missed something. But again, that's another modern book that maybe they're hitting them hard or something like that with that foil cover. I don't know, but yeah. I'll have to take a look at that. Maybe there's grader's notes on it. Have not looked at any of the grader's notes or anything, so we'll see. Spawn #1. Now, this was not the newsstand. I submitted a newsstand. I got a 9.6 earlier in the video. This one, again, hoping for that 9.8. Be okay with a 9.6. Let's see what we got. We got the 9.8. Yes. Awesome. And this one is one of the rare copies that is not signed by Todd McFarlane. Very rare to have this book not signed by Todd McFarlane. That's a joke, because he did a bunch of signings recently. A big CGC signing, so a lot of people have that book signed by Todd McFarlane now. A couple more left. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. 5 left. Let's start with this one. I think it's all my books. Oh, no, I think Mike has some books left in there, too. I think I got all of Alex's. Okay, this, just like the Venom Lethal Protector, really gunning for that 9.8. I'd be okay with a 9.6. Anything lower, not good. Let's see. Boom. This is, I don't know. I got to look those books over again. You know, maybe I'm missing something. Maybe something was hiding in the foil that I didn't see. But again, a 9.4. White pages, but, So the two bummer books that I've gotten so far were the two most recent of all the books that I submitted. Hopefully there's no more surprises like that. Let's see. Oh, no. Almost ripped Juggernaut off the wall. ASM 194. First appearance of Black Cat. I was thinking that this was probably a 6.5. I'd be okay with it. I'd be happy with a 7.0. That'd make me really happy. But 6.5, that's kind of where I had it. 6.0, I'd be bummed. Let's see. 7.5. Okay. So I think this matches my personal collection copy. I think I have the same grade already. And off-white to white pages, I also think mine is off-white to white. I got to check them and make sure that they're the same. Obviously, I'll keep the better one if one is better. And if they're the same grade, then I'll just see which one looks better. Because, you know, all 7.5 off-white to white pages are not created equal. One of them may look better than the other despite it being the same grade. So we'll take a look and see. All right. This one's from Mike. Okay, so I thought he had one or two more books in here. Vengeance #1, first appearance of America Chavez. He was thinking this was a 9.2. Had, you know, a couple little spine ticks and stuff like that. Let's see, did he get to 9.2? It's a 9.0. Close enough. You know, there's probably not a big price difference between 9.0 and 9.2 on this modern book. Big price jump once you get to 9.8, but, you know, definitely still a solid high-grade book for a MCU character. All right, and... oh, another one of Mike's books. I think this is the last of his, and I think the last few are mine. Spider-Woman #1. First solo Spider-Woman book, 1977? 78. Mike was hoping for a 9.0 on this, I believe. If I remember correctly, a 9.0. We got a 8.5. Okay. Yeah. It looks sharp. It's a good looking 8.5. It's a really good looking 8.5. It does have white pages. That helps. Yeah, Spider-Woman #1. Pretty close on that grade estimate there. Looks good. What do we got? We got one more? One more book. One more book. Last one of the bunch. What is it? Wolverine #1. Okay, so this one, potentially the second best possible book financially. The G.I. Joe one had a fair market value of more than this when I was looking them up, doing some research. Let's see. If this gets the 9.8, it's still about a $1,000 book. That would be awesome. Let's take a look. I was hoping for a 9.8, be fine with a 9.6, and honestly fine with a 9.4 as well. 9.6. Okay, so close, really close. Maybe there's some graders notes. Maybe I missed something. You know, but there certainly were some imperfections, but I thought they were mild enough to be a 9.8. Still stoked about a 9.6 on this book. Again, part of that collection that I had that was multiples. This one will be up for grabs because I would want this in a 9.8. It is a newsstand as well. So give me a second and I'm going to crunch some numbers and we'll talk about the value. All right, I'm going to go lowest value to highest value, and I'm also going to group them based upon whose books they are. So starting off with the three that Mike had, Spider-Woman in an 8.5. That one only worth about $60. Still pretty decent. Worth more than the grading fees, which is always important. Next was Vengeance #1. He got a 9.0, worth right about $100. And his best one, Wolverine #8. 9.8, sales are around $350 on that one for a total of $510 for Mike. Then we're moving on to Alex's stuff. He had a couple ones that he thought were going to get a higher grade. His X-Files #1 in a 9.4. That has the lowest value of about $30, basically case cost on that one. Kind of a, not the best situation there. His Rocco's Modern Life got a 9.2. Worth about $40, so a little bit above the case cost, kind of a break even for him. Next on his list, Voltron #1 in a 9.2, worth about $100. He had a 9.4 that's worth about $125. Next up is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers #2 in a 9.8, worth $130. And then his Voltron #1, 9.6, worth about $150, as is his Deadpool #1 in a 9.6. That was also $150 for a total of $725 worth of comics for Alex. And on to me. I had a couple stinkers, but fortunately they're actually not the worst. The Ren and Stimpy #1, only worth about $50, but I probably got that from a dollar bin, and with case cost at about $30, I'm making a little bit on that one because it had a value of $50. Then Spider-Man 2099 #1, I only got a 9.4, kind of a bummer there. FMV is $60 on that. Lethal Protector 1, FMV is $75 on that. That was another one that was a stinker for sure. And then my Wolverine #4 was a 9.4. Which is fair market value of about $80. So those were all my ones that were under $100, kind of ones that I was a little bit disappointed with the value on the prices. Moving up from there, we got ASM #36, the 9/11 issue. Sells for about $125 in a 9.6. And moving up was Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends #1. I got a 9.4. Sells for about $150. Moving up beyond that, we've got for $200, that's Spawn #1 in a 9.8. Pretty solid there. And a couple books clocking in above that with the Spawn #1 newsstand at a 9.6, selling for $250. So the newsstand in a 9.6 sells for more than the direct edition in a 9.8. That's an interesting one. But it's probably to be expected from a 90s book like that. Also $250 was Gargoyles #1 in a 9.8, as well as Wolverine #1 in a 9.6. That's actually $250 for that? Seems low. I may have looked at that number incorrectly, because I think that book is more than $250 in a 9.6. Might have to check these numbers again. Anyway, advancing from there, we've got ASM 194. I got a 7.5 on that. Recent sales putting it around $300. And then we go up a little bit higher to ASM #265. I got a 9.8. That one's staying in the PC, but valued at around $400. ASM 252. I got the 9.6 on that. First Black Suit. $450 on that one. Next is X-Men 94. This is the second most expensive book that I got. I got a 6.0. Sells for about $600, but again, that book is staying in the personal collection. And last but not least, right here, the G.I. Joe #1, FMV at around $1,550 for the 9.8 newsstand white pages. That is a huge one, a big portion of the total value. The total value of my books came out to about $4,790, which I think might be a little bit off, because I feel like that Wolverine one is worth more than $250, but I could be wrong about that. And that puts our total submission at right around $6,000. This was an awesome submission. I'm really happy with the majority of the grades. They kind of met or even exceeded expectations a little bit. A couple couple stinkers. That happens. I know that, grading is subjective, and what I see might not be what someone else sees. I could miss things, but definitely was a great first go of it for me. And, to submit with some friends and they get some books back too, that is really awesome. Hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely expect some more unboxing videos in the near future. I'll be submitting a lot more regularly. Honestly, I'm going to try to ramp it up to be putting out a submission every week. We'll see if I can keep up with that kind of schedule, but yeah. Please like the video, leave a comment, let me know what you think about all this, and of course subscribe to the channel. Go follow over on Instagram, and tonight on Instagram, speaking of, at 8 p.m. Pope of Chilitown himself will be at my house. We'll be doing a live Instagram sale at 8 p.m. Eastern time. We'll see you there, and until next time, turn the page, wash your hands.